Good afternoon, everyone. Are you all happy to attend grammar classes?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it too boring?
No, ma'am.
This is nice, right? Grammar, we should know what is grammar. Then only you can make wonderful sentences, right? So let us talk about grammar. Sentences, as I have told you, as I have mentioned you sentences, today's topic is also sentence, right? I think I have started sentences. I've told you to bring a masala packet in your hand and sit in my next class, right? Did I tell you to bring a chicken curry masala packet?
No, ma'am. No,
Okay, if you're sitting very close to the kitchen, any one or two of you can go and get your chicken curry masala packet. I want the packet, I don't want the content. Who is ready to bring a packet for me? Shreya left for taking, she know the place for going. Boys, they won't go. They don't know where is their kitchen is actually, right? Abel is simply sitting, ma'am. My mother is only in the kitchen. I don't know the way to go to kitchen, right? Are you helping your mother all the time in kitchen? No, ma'am, I'm not getting time. Okay, fine. That's fine. I got a few children and they have gone for taking some packets also. That's very nice. Now let us see. Okay, the sentence, let me repeat the sentence once again, children. I request everybody to switch on your video because I want to see your face, children. I'm reading the face and I can understand then, okay, this child, he or she is clear about this concept. He or she is not clear about this concept. Such things.
ma'am, I got.
Very good. Thank you, Shreya. At least I got one packet. Show me that. Thank you. Thank you. So let us wait. Okay. You please wait for a minute. Okay. Now let us begin our session today. So sentences. As I have told you, sentence is a group of words. Okay. And this group of words, it consists of one subject and one predicate. And you know, the subject is actually in the form of a noun or pronoun. We can start with the name. Name is noun. I can start with she, he or she is pronoun. So it is the beginning. Normally, the position of a subject is before the verb. If we consider a sentence, remember, we have to begin a sentence with a subject, right? Then comes the verb and then only follows the object in the sentence. Okay, so listen everyone, we are now talking about the declarative sentence. I have told you we have three types of sentences and four kinds of sentences. Okay, we have three types and four kinds. Okay, the first type of sentences, simple sentence. Second one is complex sentence. Third type is compound sentence. Okay, so let us concentrate on the first type of sentence called simple sentence. Okay, so simple sentence. What is the simple sentence, children? Can anybody tell me what are called simple sentences? Simple sentence. What is a simple sentence? No idea? So I request everybody to take a pen and also a paper. Okay, so please write sentence. We can divide the sentence into two parts, subject and predicate. Okay, subject and predicate. Fine. Okay, now I said subject is in the form of a, we can write subject in the form of a noun or pronoun in a sentence. Okay, we can use noun or pronoun, or we can use, or we can begin our sentence with a noun or pronoun. Okay, now what is a predicate, children? Are you familiar with the topic predicate? How can you label a predicate, children?
Anju, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, I came now.
Okay, so what is a predicate? See, in a sentence like Ram eats mangoes. Ram eats mango. Here, Ram is a noun and that can be labeled as a subject, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Once we remove the subject from the sentence, the rest of the part with the verb is called predicate of a sentence. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Clear? So what is a subject? Subject is a noun or pronoun and this is said to be the doer of an action. What is a subject? Doer of an action. Okay. Once we remove this doer of an action or the noun or pronoun which is placed before the verb in a sentence, once we remove this, the part I request everybody to mute. I request everybody to mute your device. Naim, Safan. Okay, so listen here. So the part with the verb, okay, the part after removing the subject from a sentence, the part with the verb is called a predicate. Okay, subject is the doer of an action. It can be a noun or pronoun in use. And once we remove or after removing the subject, the part with the verb is known as predicate of the sentence. In the predicate part, you can see the verb. Okay, you can see the verb in the predicate part. Now let us see, there are 3 types of sentences, children. So again, you can write the heading types of sentence. As I have told you, we have 3 types of sentence. First type is simple sentence. I request everybody to write. The first type is simple sentence. Second type is complex sentence. And the third type is compound sentence. There are 3 types of sentences. First one is simple sentence. Second one is complex sentence. Third one is compound sentence. These are the 3 types of sentences. And here we are going to concentrate on the topic simple sentence. Under the simple sentence, we are going to learn kinds of sentences. Okay, kinds of sentences. We have 4 kinds. How many kinds are there, children? We have 4 kinds of sentences, and these 4 kinds of sentences are coming under the first type of sentence called simple sentence. Okay, all the 4 kinds are coming under the first type of sentence called simple sentence. Now let us write what are the examples or what are the simple sentences or what are the 4 kinds of simple sentences in English grammar. The first one, declarative sentence. I request everyone to copy this. Declarative sentence, and this declarative sentence is also known as assertive sentence. Okay, first one, declarative sentence. This is also known as assertive sentence. Second one, imperative sentence. Okay, first kind is declarative sentence. This is also known as assertive sentence. Second one, imperative sentence. Third one, check the spelling, interrogative sentence. Interrogative sentence. And the last one, the 4th kind is exclamatory, M-A-T-O-R-Y, exclamatory sentence. I repeat, there are 3 types of sentences. First one is simple sentence. Second one is complex sentence. The third type is compound sentence. Fatima Naren, listen here. You send your brother or sister from the classroom now. Okay.
I'm with my mother, ma'am, to write the notes.
Okay. Mother is writing notes. You're not well? Oh God. Okay, my dear. No problem. So let us see. There are 4 kinds of sentences. Okay. So the first type of sentence, that is simple sentence. That is under the simple sentence, we can divide the simple sentence into 4 kinds. What are the 4 kinds of sentences? We have declarative sentence, and the declarative sentence is also known as assertive sentence. Second one, imperative sentence. Third one, interrogative sentence. And the last one is exclamatory sentence. Okay. So let us talk about the declarative sentence first. I think I had a discussion about declarative sentence in the last class, isn't it? Okay. So let me stop sharing. Now let us talk about the declarative sentence. What do you mean by declarative sentence, children? Do you have any idea? Declarative sentence. Declarative sentences are also known as assertive sentence, or these are statement sentences. I repeat, declarative sentences are it makes a declaration, or it makes an assertion, or this is actually a statement sentence. Statement sentence means it is starting with a capital letter and it is starting with a subject followed by a verb and comes the object. So SVO, subject, verb, object with a full stop, is said to be the pattern of a declarative sentence. Okay, so declarative sentence, it is there for declaring something. You are familiar with the sentence, chairman declares holiday. Okay, there is a declaration letter. You must provide a declaration letter. Okay, so children, just listen. These are called statement sentences. See, I am going to make a statement. I am Miss Anjuvi Menon. I am your teacher. Okay, so I am Miss Anjuvi Menon is a statement. It is a positive statement. Positive means affirmative statement, right? But I am not a student. That is also a statement, but this is a negative statement because I have included a negative word called not, not in it. So the sentence is a negative sentence because you can see the use of not in your sentence. Okay, so declarative sentences are statement sentence. Earth is a blue planet. See, Earth is a blue planet. Sun is a star. All these are facts. Right? I cannot say that sun is a moon, right? Sun is a big star. Hot big star, isn't it? So sun is a star. That is a fact. So I am pass on information, or I can use declarative sentence for giving information. Okay, for giving or for making declaration. Okay, so declarative sentences are statement sentences. You can frame negative and positive declarative sentences. Remember the structure of a declarative sentences: subject, verb, object pattern. Let me share the screen for you children now. See, declarative sentence that makes a statement. Declarative sentence is a statement that makes a statement. Look at the first example. Earth is a blue planet. The color of the earth is blue. Look at the second, it is actually a rhyme, right? Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. That is also a declaration. It is a statement. Where is our little Humpty Dumpty sitting? Where was he sitting? He sat on a wall. Right? Sat on a wall. So Humpty Dumpty sat. See, all these sentences are simple sentences because this is starting with a capital letter, and everywhere you can see the punctuation mark, a full stop is used. Remember, if it is a simple sentence, it should have a single subject, only one subject, only one verb, and only one predicate. Okay, I saw a snake on the road. I saw a snake on the road. So I saw a snake is a simple sentence because the sentence consists of one subject, one predicate, and only one finite verb. Such a sentences are examples for simple sentences. So this declarative sentence is an example for a simple sentence because it has only one subject, only one predicate, and only one finite verb in it. And this is a statement. I saw a snake. It is a statement. This is an affirmative, assertive sentence. This is a statement sentence starting with a capital letter, ends with a full stop. Am I clear? Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let us talk about the second kind. Okay, and before jumping into the second kind, look at the proper structure of a declarative sentence. You can see I have written a few things using green letters. So when you begin your declarative sentence, if you want to mention the time and place in your declarative sentence, this is the pattern for framing a declarative sentence. I request everybody to note this pattern. Begin your declarative sentence with a subject, the rabbits. Then comes the verb, eats. Then you can place the object, the vegetables. Then comes the place, in the garden. Then you can mention the time, in the morning. So this is the structure of a perfect sentence in declarative or a perfect declarative sentence. You can begin your sentence with a subject, verb, then give the direct object. Then you can mention the place. Only after mentioning the place, you please fill the sentence with the time of action. So the rabbits eat vegetables in the garden in the early morning. The rabbit subject, eat is the verb, vegetable is the object, in the garden is the place, in the early morning is the time. Am I clear? Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay.
Yes,
So let
ma'am.
us see the second one. Okay, now let us talk about the second one. The first one, the first kind, I said, okay, we have declarative sentences. So you have to make declarations, you have to make statements, right? And I said we are using a declarative sentence for giving information, for adding information, positive statements. We are using declarative sentences. Then what about imperatives, children? For what? That is why Shreya is waiting here. Shreya,
Ma'am.
yeah, my dear, I'm going to pin you to the screen, okay? Shreya, you are here on the big screen. So please, I request you to take the packet of masala. Take its backside. See, she has a double horse chicken masala, and she is going to give us some examples. Okay. Shreya, you can read the instructions written at the backside of your chicken masala packet. There are a few instructions, and the instructions for how to prepare chicken curry. We are all going to learn how to prepare chicken curry using this masala. I do request Shreya to read it.
Rub in double horse chicken masala and salt to chop chicken pieces. Leave for 10 minutes.
First sentence.
Rub in double horse chicken masala and salt to chop chicken pieces.
First word. The first word in your first sentence. Only read the first word.
Rub.
Rub. The word R-U-B. Rub. Isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So the word, the instruction, she started giving us some instruction, and she said, rub your chicken pieces with the masala. So rub. Okay, she has missed something. She is starting with the rub, the verb. Okay. Okay. Now, second sentence.
Leave for 10 minutes.
See, again in her instructions, she said, leave it for 10 minutes. So her second instruction is again starting with the verb, leave. Leave it for 10 minutes. Okay, rub, leave. Okay, third sentence.
Grind ingredients 4, 5, and 6 into a fine paste and set aside.
See, her third sentence is starting with grind. Okay, the word grind is used by her. That is also a verb, isn't it? Okay, grind. Now, next sentence.
Heat the oil.
Heat the oil. Again, the next instruction, the fourth instruction is again starting with the verb heat the oil. Okay, now.
Crack mustard and fry onion.
Okay, crack mustard and onion. Again, she started with the verb crack. Okay. These are the instructions. Thank you, Shreya. Thank you, Shreya. Thank you so much, Shreya. So I'm just giving you instruction for noticing these chicken masala packet instructions, because these are actually titled as instructions in English grammar. Okay, English grammar, we are giving instructions. Okay, I am giving an instruction for you to do something that can be with it is in the form of a request, or it can be in the form of a command, or I can order you, get out of my class. That means I'm raising my voice and I'm actually forcing you to go out. You're not supposed to sit in my class, right? So you definitely, if I use my voice in this way, definitely you won't continue in my class. Definitely you go out of my class, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
If I tell you, please come here, or please give me your pen. Now I am requesting you. I want a pen. Can I get a pen from you? I forgot to take my pen, so please, I get my pen. If I demand it from you, you won't give it. So if I request, because it is not my property, right? So if I request, Aaron saw me, I forgot to take my pen today. May I get your pen? May I use your pen, please? Of course, why not, ma'am? Here is my pen. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Is it black or blue? That is not my case because I want a pen. Okay.
Blue.
So listen, listen,
Blue,
listen.
ma'am.
Yeah, imperative sentences. Remember, imperative sentences are, it is easy. We are normally using imperative sentences for giving instructions. Okay, for giving instructions only we are using imperative sentence, whereas a declarative sentence or a declarative sentence, sentences are sentences which we are using it for giving information. To producing statements, we are using declarative sentences. Am I clear? Now I have a slide for you to share. Okay. And also I said, now you can use a full stop at the end of your declarative sentence. Okay. When you frame your declarative sentence, the punctuation mark that you should use in your declarative sentences, that is a full stop. But here in imperatives, you can use two different punctuation marks. What are the different punctuation marks that you can use in your imperative sentences? Can you guess?
Exclamation mark.
Excellent.
Question mark.
Excellent, excellent. Very good. So listen, you can use two different punctuation marks in your imperatives. The first one is full stop. The second one is exclamation mark. The first one is full stop. The second one is exclamation mark. Okay, these are the two punctuation marks. But children, there is a problem. When Shreya was reading the chicken masala packet, the instruction how to prepare chicken, she did not even use a subject in it. So no, a sentence like an imperative sentence, it does not have a subject. This is my doubt. I don't know whether it is your doubt or not.
Subject
Can
is,
anyone help me? Can anyone solve my problem?
ma'am, subject is you.
Excellent, excellent. Remember, if your sentence is actually starting with a verb, if it is an imperative sentence, your imperative sentence should have a hidden subject. Okay, a subject which is hiding behind the bars, it is not even coming out. Okay, and that subject is always understood that a second person pronoun you. Okay, you, the second person pronoun is said to be the subject of an imperative sentence always. You come here. Instead of you, I can start my sentence with come here. You is already understood. You go out. Again, you can say that go out. That is very clear. You are the only person I'm talking to you. You have to go out of my class, right? So you is the second person pronoun, is always the subject of your imperative sentence. Am I clear? Whenever it is, this is easy for you to distinguish, or this is easy. If you get 5 sentences in declarative, if you get 5 sentences in imperative, how can you distinguish this? It is easy. Declarative sentences are always starting with the subject. Ram saw a snake. But imperative sentences are heat the oil, always starting with a verb. This is the only difference that you can distinguish, or you can separate a group of imperative sentences from a group of declarative sentences. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Am I clear? Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
now I am going to display a conversation between a driver and a lady. Okay, a driver and a lady. Look at the conversation here. This lady, look at her face. She is completely collapsed. She's tensed. She's actually getting not relaxed. She's afraid. She's scared. She's sitting at the backside of the car. Look at the face of the driver. He's cool. He's relaxed. He's happy. He's confident. Right? Now I want two persons from this class. Okay, these are examples. This driving safely is a slide that give you a clear-cut idea about imperative sentences. Who is the lady from this class, and who is take the role of a man? I want a girl. I want a boy. Nihal Mustafa, you are the driver. Okay, you are the driver. Cool, relaxed, nice fellow. Okay, now tensed lady. Who is sitting here? The tensed lady. No ladies, only girls are here, ma'am. Okay, so now let me call Priyadatta. Priyadatta, you are the tensed lady. Okay, so let me share the screen for you. You are going to read out the dialogues. Okay, let us start. Women,
Slow down, please. I'm nervous.
Relax. I am good driver.
Watch out for that bicycle.
Don't worry. Listen to the music.
There's a red light. Stop.
Close your eyes. I am driving this cab.
Turn right. No. Turn left. No. Right.
Okay, there we are. Next time,
Here
please
we
take a
are.
bus. Okay, here we are. Next time, please take a bus.
See, look at the conversation between the lady and the driver. Okay, woman, sit down. Sorry, slow down, please. I'm nervous. I'm happy, right? Am I happy for sitting behind you? No, I'm
ma'am, take
nervous.
a bus.
Slow down, please. I'm nervous. Relax. I'm a good driver. Watch out for the bicycle. It is coming for hitting us, right? Don't worry. Listen to the music. There is a red light. Stop. Okay, close your eyes. I'm driving this cab. Turn right. No, turn left. No, right. Okay, here we are. Next time, please take a bus. Okay, this is a simple conversation between a lady and a driver.
Ma'am,
Okay, this lady is always, she's very, very tensed because he is driving a car in a proper way, but she can see that the way he is driving is not smooth. She is tensed and she started using all the imperatives. Why it is called imperative? Because the lady is giving some kind of instruction. You stop it, right? You please stop the car here. I am afraid. So the gentleman, the driver, he cannot even bear the lady. He is using such a word. So let me share once again the imperative usage is driving safely. Here I have used some imperative sentences. See the structure of your sentence. See the woman. What the lady says? Slow down, please. I'm nervous. Slow down, please. Here the lady is actually, first initially she is actually giving a request. She is raising a request. Slow down. I am nervous. I cannot even sit behind you because you are driving not on a smooth way. So please slow down. So look at the structure of the sentence. Slow down, please. Imperative sentence in the form of a request. Now the driver, relax. I am a good driver. Then why are you getting so much tense, lady? Right? I'm a good driver. Relax. The word relaxed. Okay, this is also a kind of instruction or a way that he is actually forcing the lady to sit calm. Now, look at the woman again. Watch out for the bicycle. So she is actually pointing. She's beginning her sentence with watch out, the verb. Watch out for that bicycle. There is a bicycle. It is coming towards the car. So she is again nervous and she said, you are not driving in a good way. Watch out for that bicycle, right? Again, an instruction. You have to follow this. Okay, again, the driver. Don't worry. I said negative imperative. Don't worry. Listen to the music. Again, he is giving another instruction. You please don't worry. I know how to drive my car. You just listen to the music and don't get me tensed, right? Again, the woman, there is a red light. Stop. Another with a force, she is saying that man or that driver to stop the car. If enough, please don't go forward. You just stop the car. I don't want to continue in this cab, right? This is the way. So she forcefully, she said, stop. See, look at the punctuation mark. Here you can see the punctuation as an exclamation mark is used at the end of the sentence. Stop. You must stop the, you must stop the car.
The
So
car.
she is instructing, she is forcing that driver to stop the car. I cannot continue in this cab anymore. So again, the driver is saying, close your eyes. I am driving this cab. Okay, close your eyes. So again, another instruction, you just close your eyes and sit behind me. Don't talk much. Okay, close your eyes and sit. Another instruction. Again, the woman, turn right. No, turn left. No, right. The way she is said, she is actually tense and she is not actually in a way for sitting.
Ma'am,
She is
she's confused
yeah,
also.
she has okay, frightened. Very good. So turn right. No, turn left. No, right. Confused. It shows she is confused also. Okay, and the driver at last he lost his control and he said, okay, here we are. Now next time, please take a bus. Please don't come in my car. You can go in a bus. Okay, this is a conversation between a lady, a driver, lady and a driver. And here they are both are using some kind of imperative sentences. Remember, the structure of the imperative sentence is always starting with the verb. Okay, the structure. Okay, I said there is a small difference between declarative sentence and imperative sentence. Don't get confused. Declarative sentences are always starting with a subject, verb, object. This is the pattern. And we are using a full stop in both the sentences. We are using a full stop in a declarative sentence. The punctuation marks, it plays a very important role in the kinds of sentences. Second one, imperatives. Here in imperative sentence, we can use two different punctuation mark. The first one is a full stop. Second one is an exclamation mark also. Okay. And what is the subject of an imperative sentence, children? Listen to the music. Get out. Stop. Relax. These were the words used by the driver and the lady in the conversation. So tell me, what is the subject of your imperative sentence in that case?
You.
Excellent.
You.
The second person pronoun is a hidden subject. Okay, I can say that get out. Just get out of my class. I don't want to see you at all. Very bad teacher, right? Please come inside. I want to talk to you. Very good teacher, right? Yes or no? So here
Yes,
I am talking to you, Irene. Irene, please come inside. Let me sit together, or let us sit together and we have a discussion about 2-3 points here, right? Yeah. So please come in. But I'm not using you. I'm just removing you. I'm just starting with the Irene. Please come here, right? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Excellent. So you is the subject of your imperative sentence. And the third kind, see, remember the structure says that all these are simple sentences, right? I said all these sentences are examples for simple sentences because these simple sentences consist of only one subject, only one predicate, and the predicate part contains only one finite verb, isn't it? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes. Okay.
ma'am.
So the third kind, interrogative sentences. What are interrogatives, children? Interrogative sentences. Are you familiar with the word interrogation? The
Ma'am,
police
question
officer-
sentences, ma'am.
Interrogation.
Ma'am,
Something
question
happens.
sentences. Question
Yeah,
sentences.
excellent. Interrogative sentences are questions. Okay, sentences in the
Questions.
form of a question. Okay, if it is a question, you tell me which punctuation mark that must be used at the end of your sentence.
Question mark.
Sure? Are you sure?
Yes, ma'am.
Remember, without a question mark, a question is not at all a question. Okay, remember, without a question mark, you must punctuate your sentences in a proper way. If it is a declarative sentence, you must begin your sentence with a capital letter and end it with a full stop. Okay, second sentence, if your sentence is an imperative
Ma'am.
sentence, you can also use two
Ma'am.
different punctuation mark at the end of your imperatives. Those are, the first one is full stop, second one is exclamation mark. But only one condition, when you begin your imperative sentence, you have to or you must begin it with a verb. Come here. Okay, bring me a glass of water. Okay, take that pen. Okay, to make an imperative sentence negative, I said you can use the word don't. Don't go there. Don't go there. Don't bring it here. Don't use this. Okay, don't. Once you make or once you use the word don't in your sentence, you're familiar with the words do's and don'ts, right? Do's and don'ts. Parents
Yes,
always
ma'am.
says that you do this, you do that. This is good for you. You must do this, right? But you don't go with that particular person. I don't like don't. There is a don't and there are do's also, right? So you do everything in a proper way. Please don't do anything in a wrong way. Clear?
Ma'am. Attendance.
Yes. So we have only 1 minute to end the class. So it is time for taking attendance. So we'll start interrogative sentences and we'll finish exclamation sentences, exclamatory sentences in the next class. So now I have a request, everyone. Shreya is sitting with a packet of masala and we discussed about instructions. Okay, now prepare a recipe using imperative sentence. Okay, using imperative sentence, prepare a recipe of your favorite dish. I'm not forcing you to prepare chicken curry. If you want to prepare sambar, let it be, no problem. Okay, so I'll call 1 or 2 persons from your class for reading your recipe. Use imperative sentence for writing recipes. Let me share a small recipe here. See, here you can see how a pepperoni masala is used for making sauce. Ingredients and the sentences everywhere. You can see that everywhere the imperative sentence, it is starting with the verb. Cut the onion, Heat some olive oil. Add garlic, ginger, garlic paste. Cook the pasta. Serve the pasta with the pepperoni sauce. See, everywhere it is just starting. See, you can refer the chicken masala packet which is available at your home. Okay, go to the kitchen and see, take the packet of masala from the shelf. See how the instruction is purely given at the back of your packet of masala, and prepare your own recipe, your favorite dish. It can be sambar, it can be chicken, it can be mutton, whatever it is, it should be ready. Use only imperatives. Thank you, children. I'll mark your attendance. I know who all are present over here. Thank you so much. See you in the next class. Bye.
Bye bye
Thank
bye.
you, ma'am.
Bye.